I've always enjoyed helping people get better at managing their money. And one of my favorite training tools for this is a board game called Cash Flow. If I were to describe this game, I'd say it's a mix between Monopoly and the game of life. I'm Craig, and if you're new to my channel, I'm a former financial coach and jack of all trades who likes teaching skills that are going to be useful for the real world. In today's video, we're going to discuss the board game Cash Flow because I have found it is one of the best training tools for how to build passive income streams and get out of the rat race. The term rat race refers to that month to month, going paycheck to paycheck, going to work, paying bills, coming home, and doing it the next day. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a career that you enjoy going to month. However, this board game is about establishing other forms of income so you aren't solely dependent on that one job. If you've been in the workforce at all, you know that things at your job can change. Maybe you get a new head of the department who has different rules that you might not agree with. Maybe you have a disagreement with a coworker and you just find that that environment is now kind of toxic and you don't want to be there anymore. Maybe there's a new mandate that comes down from the government and you want to have the option to leave. Whatever your reasons, it's nice to have the choice. This game was created by the author of the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which you may have heard of. If you haven't heard of this book, it is one of my all-time favorites in the personal finance category, and I'd highly recommend adding it to your reading list. The game Cash Flow builds off the concepts that are discussed in the book about building passive income streams using multiple different types of investments. In this game, you're given a job and the life that is associated with it. There's careers like teacher, truck driver, doctor, engineer, nurse. So there's a wide variety of the workforce is represented here. There's also a balance sheet where you're going to record all of that information on here and basically keep a running ledger of your expenses and all your income that you're bringing in. The goal of the game is to invest the money from your paychecks into different investment opportunities in hopes that that will establish enough passive income that you can quit your job. You can accomplish this in two different ways. The first is by establishing passive income streams, like a real estate rental house, or maybe a stock that pays a dividend. You can also do this by cutting down on your expenses and paying off any debts that you have associated with them. The game also throws some surprises in there too, which can kind of derail your plans. Sometimes you'll have to draw a doodad card, which has an expense associated with it. Rather than just seeing how fun a purchase is going to be, people start thinking about the opportunity cost associated with buying that item or experience. These cards in particular are really interesting in the game because I've watched as it helps people to reframe them from being things that bring them joy to things that may be setting them back from accomplishing their financial goals. I've played this game with a lot of my friends as well as many students in the past, and it's nice because it really is an icebreaker that kind of opens up talking about the topic of money. One of the greatest aha moments I've ever witnessed while playing this game happened at the local college where I used to be a financial coach. One of the students was having a lot of success in the game and made the comment, "I wish I could do this in real life." In that moment was a very good learning opportunity because I replied to that student, "What's stopping you from making these investments in real life? Can you buy stocks right now?" And they said, "Yes." "Could you buy a real estate property if you saved up for it?" And they said, "Yes." "Could you buy a gold coin like we bought in this game?" And they said, "Yes." And then they just sat there and you could see the wheels start to turn. It was a wonderful moment, and I hope some of you watching this get this board game and have that moment for yourself. Now, if you really want to take your learning with this game to the next level, instead of using the cards at the beginning of this game to fill in your balance sheet, you use your actual numbers. The ones from real life, so your real career, your real investments, your real expenses, and then you play the game that way. If you're playing this with coworkers or other people who you don't want to know how much you make or that sort of thing, you don't really have to share this. It's pretty private if you want to play a game that way. I played this game with some coworkers on a work trip, and while we weren't really comfortable sharing our specific salaries with each other, we did just keep these private and had a really nice game and a really nice discussion surrounding our investments that we were making. I really enjoy the method of using my own balance sheet on here because I use this as kind of a rough draft for the investments that I want to make in real life. If I want to start being a little more speculative with my investments and investing a little riskier, I try it in this game first. If I want to start looking at how my portfolio would look if I made some more real estate investments, I'd try it in this game first. It's a great way to try things out and to game it out before doing it in real life. Then when you go to do it in real life, it's not like it's the first time you've ever done it, so you have a little more confidence in your abilities and your knowledge of financial topics. This board game new can be pretty expensive. I've seen it go from $60 to over $100 online. And there's newer versions than the one I've demonstrated here. If you've seen some of my other videos, then you know we do some thrift shopping in my family, and my mom actually has found several versions of this game for around $5. If she finds a deal on them, she always picks them up for me, and I usually gift them out to some of my friends that I've played this game with in the past. Now, if you can't find a copy, or if it's too expensive, there's a few different options for you to still play this game. There's several different investment groups online that play this game, so you can look up one of those games and go play it with them. If you're a student, check with your school to see if they have a copy of this game. If they don't, request that they get one. I had the college I worked at pick up a few copies of this game so we could host board game nights there on the campus. If neither of those options pans out, you can also play this for free online. I'll post a link to it in the description below. The only downside to playing online is you have to go with the careers that they give you, and you can't input your own numbers. If you've played this game in the past, let me know in the comments below and tell me what was your key takeaway from playing Cashflow. I hope you found this video helpful. Please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content like this.